sit down with some people after we had met Jay, and a gentleman had spilt a drink on me.
A little bit of Gatorade
And,
spilled on us.
Yeah, spilled all in the crevice of my crack, dude. I'm soaked.
I wish I could
Gatorade.
remember that dude's name because he makes pieces and he's got a website.
But he was
and shit.
very, very nice, and he was very apologetic, and he said, "Hey, man, let me get you a dab." And I said, "No, I'm fine, dude. You know, me and
He
drugs.
doesn't even hear Joey say no.
Yeah.
He's already setting up the dab. And
Yeah.
And the second time he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm really sorry, man. I'm gonna get you a really nice dab. This is angel rosin, dude. It's pure, no derivatives, no
pure
butane."
THC, dude, just straight to the head."
Yeah, and Joey's like, okay, man. And that's when I turn around in my seat. I'm like, oh, dude, this dude hasn't taken a dab in years. I'm gonna want to see this.
I haven't hit a dab rig in 10 years, dude. And
He rips a mother.
he turns around.
Dude.
He's like, "Well, I gotta see this," and I ripped it as hard as one could rip a dab rig, and just blew smoke like a dragon. And so I'm immediately stoned out of my mind.
And that's when TJ walks
yeah,
by,
and I'm trying to
and
be
I
cool.
Go, now's your chance,
Yeah.
and he just rises up.
And I said, "Yeah." So I put my sunglasses on, dude. I stroll across the carpet, and I said, "Hey, TJ, man, can I get a picture with you?" And he's got a voice that I just can't impersonate. But he's like, "Yeah, man, absolutely." And he gives me the handshake, and we took a selfie. And he asked if I was having a good time, and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you?" And he's like, "I'm having a blast." And he just wandered off into the night, and it was a cool moment, man. He was very friendly, and as somebody that was like super stoned and super paranoid, you could not ask for a better engagement with TJ Miller for sure.
Well, you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
And now what's that? Arr!
Well, you would think that, but actually his heart belongs to the sea.
I like that, man. Keep that, dude.
Oh, man, I'll hold on to that.
Don't tell anybody else. But
No, I've probably used that one a dozen or so times already.
We got Geraldo on the show today.
Hey,
He's come a long way from causing controversy on talk shows.
This is the Cat in the Hat that you heard about.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Geraldo Rivera. People forget that he was like a big part of the first Satanic Panic.
Yeah, he loved that shit.
He was, you see those clips of like, oh, the goth kids on TV and shit, and it was a lot of the times it was on his show, and he was all like, they're doing D&D and raising up demons.
Yeah. And they wasn't doing anything cool.
No, but I do think they were kind of right about like, before you know it, there'll be those full cursing and nudity on TV, and now you got cursing and nudity on TV.
Thanks a lot, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, you got a lot of shit. They weren't wrong.
As you can see, if you're watching the show, we have not installed our glass box yet for assassination attempts, but we are working on building one.
Well, we're trying to get the one out of the old Pope Mobile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we know that one's good.
And it's going to look like a nice photo kissing booth.
Yeah. And we will be kissing in it.
Yeah.
Henry Kissinger.
Yep.
Crazy that he died this year. Finally died.
Kissinger did?
Yep.
What'd he die of?
Fucking being retarded, I guess. I don't know. He's old as fuck.
Man.
He should have died a lot earlier, man.
He probably should have been, dude.
I mean, not even just because he sucked as a person. He was just like old. Yeah. It's always the people that drink children's blood that live the longest.
And it's crazy, dude. Maybe Tom Hanks is on to something.
He might be, dude. Think about this. We talked about this the other day. Tom Hanks, Tom Holland, Tom Hardy,
Tom Hiddleston.
There's a couple more, dude.
Tom Hanks.
That was the first one I said.
Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hardy. Huh? Keep that in there, dude.
Up. Okay. Got stuck in a time loop,
We talked a lot about that, man. Tony Hawk.
I'm just saying, if you got a TH, man, a TH can do big things for you.
Yeah. Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude.
That's
TH is doing big numbers out there, dude. Well, welcome back to This Place Sucks, episode 14, man. The age I was when I lost my virginity.
And today that we're recording this episode is the anniversary of AFI's All Hallows EP.
Oh, my God, dude.
Down since 1999, baby.
Listen,
I love
dude,
that for us, that we got to do an episode on the anniversary.
I think I would have said before, right? That it's black sails through Sing the Sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's actually Shut Your Mouth through Sing the Sorrow. Because even though that was the old line.
It is, dude. It is, man.
Such a good. That's a little bit too inside baseball for some of you guys.
And that's fine, dude. Maybe you guys should get educated.
Some of y'all might be tuning in for the recap of Skankfest in Vegas. God damn.
Oh, man. And we'll
That's
get to that. We're going to leave you stewing on it for a
We'll
minute,
get to it in a couple minutes. It is going to take up a chunk of the ep.
Yeah, probably most of the ep.
And let me ask you something, though. Did you have a nice time?
I did. I have not been to Vegas in a little over 10 years, and I was very shocked to see how much it had changed, how much shit was different from the last time I was there.
Yeah.
But overall, the show itself, a 10 out of 10. My experience in Vegas, probably a 8.5, a 9 out of 10. I loved it. I thought it was a great weekend.
You know what? I'm going to give it a 9.1 for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna
maybe
give it
a 9.5.
I'm going to give it a 9.11, dude, since we survived that plane crash.
Hell yeah. And that means you guys want to stick around and hear all about it.
Especially the plane rides. The plane rides were the best part.
It honestly wasn't bad, the plane rides.
No,
it could have been, I'm telling you, that turbulence from Colorado back in January I mean, it was.
So I'm assuming the turbulence we had from Indianapolis on the way out was comparable to that, the whole plane ride to Colorado.
It didn't even touch it. Didn't even touch it. No, it didn't worry me at all.
And it's crazy too, because that's not the worst turbulence I've been in. The flight we had out of Indy. But it was the most concerning, if that makes sense, because I knew we were in that hurricane.
Hurricane winds.
So I didn't know if it was going to continuously get worse or if this was just it. Because I've hit some pretty bad spots, like rough. But
we got a good
with
whack.
The winds and shit.
We got a good whack going up because I verbally went, oh shit.
Yeah, and he did too. He was holding on.
Yeah,
and
I mean it was
too,
bad,
dude.
but I'm telling you, dude, the takeoff, everything about that trip, the takeoff, whole trip, landing, was turbulent the whole time. Like I said, it was a 2.5 hour flight. They kept the seatbelts on for the first half an hour, took the light off for 20 minutes, even though it was still turbulent, to let people go to the bathroom and stuff, and then put them right back on for landing. We flew about 150 miles out off course to go north to try to go like sideways with the wind, and it didn't help much, and it was like shaking the shit like that was in the seats, the back of the seats out the whole time.
If every flight that I have the rest of my life is as good as the Vegas flights, I got
gravy, baby.
Yeah,
shit was smooth.
But yeah, we had a little turbulence on the way out because the hurricane was moving up, and it was like kind of parked right in the middle of Indianapolis when we had delayed about an hour or so. But once we got there, it was fine, and then on the way back, every time I would doze off, we would hit a patch of turbulence, and I would wake up. And it was really, God bless you, son.
Thank you.
I was really getting fucking pissed, and
it was enough to where like it would shake you awake, and you would be like, "Was that anything?" Because it would already be over,
right? And
then you'd nod back out, and then immediately another one.
I finally fell asleep. I was asleep, and then the fucking lights come on, and the flight attendant got on the radio and was like, "Is there anybody on the flight that's a doctor or medical trained?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, like, why can't we just be normal?"
Went back there.
But some girl had passed out. It wasn't anything crazy.
She had gotten set next to us originally. We talked to her for like 2 seconds, young girl, and then she moved back to be with her friend because some seats opened up.
Yeah.
And then right after takeoff, they said any medically trained personnel. So I didn't see anybody get up, so I fucking went to get back there. By the time I get back there, there's an old man with a briefcase hobbling behind me. And he's like, "Well, I'm a ER doctor, if that counts." And I was like, I'm going back to my seat. You take care of this, dude.
He slowly put the Narcan back up and was like,
no, I did pull the Narcan out twice in Vegas.
And you need to.
Yeah.
Right there, dude. Jesus Christ.
But one was just somebody passing out from heat. The other one, I wasn't going to Narcan that hobo. He looked like he was staying put. I was going to leave it next to him in case somebody found him passed out later.
Yeah.
But you don't want to Narcan a guy like that who's still on his feet, because the first thing he's going to do is be mad that his buzz is gone.
Yeah.
He's going to swing on you, dude.
Yeah.
Never do that.
No, never do that, man.
There's actually, the protocol is they got to be out, you got to check for breathing, you got to start CPR, then Narcan, and then give them like pumps till they fucking get there. If they don't immediately wake up after the first Narcan, 90 seconds later, you got to give them two.
I think he was fine. I don't think he had fell out yet.
No, he was just zombed out.
He was moving.
That's
he was behind the wall doing his thing.
And yeah, we went in the casino for an hour
too. And then we went down to get the CVS.
He made it about 30 yards.
Yeah. He was moving, dude.
He was that full 90-degree tilt. You know what I mean? Like passed out.
He was having a better time than us.
You know what's crazy is I used to get wrecked on fucking opiates, man, and I wasn't a nod out guy that often.
Yeah.
I had to be like super fucked up to nod out. And if that was the case, I wasn't going out anywhere. I wasn't nodding on my feet.
No, yeah. You know, you go down to the liquor store and fucking.
I was the type of dude who would like be sick, like throwing up, and then I'd go to the bathroom and I'd come back and I'd be like cleaning the shit out of stuff. Like, God damn, dude. It gave me energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new shit though with the fent, that would immediately kill me.
Yeah, it looked like Resident Evil out there in Vegas, man. There's a lot of that shit.
There was some situations.
It's a very dirty city, anyways. But it definitely seemed dirtier than the last time I was there. But I tell you what is not dirty. The finest eatery I'd ever been in my life is at Denny's on Fremont Street, dude.
Let's get into it. We talked about the flight. We'll give you a as best we can timeline of events.
Yeah.
Now, today's episode of This Place Sucks is brought to you by Life Inc. Whether you're looking for a mild CBD blend or a THCA product for experienced smokers, our friends at Life have you covered. All of Life's products are 100% natural, hemp-derived, and 2018 Farm Bill compliant. What that means is, not only can you find Life products at your local head shop or vape store, you can have them shipped directly to your door. Life has just released a new line of 3ml THCA Plus blend vapes, which are my personal favorite. But they also offer flower, butter, diamond crystals, tinctures, and more, ranging from THCA dominant to completely THC free. And for those of you that are not familiar with THCA, do yourself a favor and do a quick bit of research on that. Here's a couple of our favorite products.
All right, bro, what you got for us today?
All right, dude, I'm about to try one of these brand new 3ml THCA liquid diamonds vaporizers from Life. I think today we're going to keep it simple. Go with the indica blueberry space cake. Now, I've been smoking Life products for a little bit of time now. And this is a whole new line of vapes, new flavors, new strains. And I'm excited to try this one, dude. Blueberry space cake. For 5 clicks out of the box to turn it on. 1 puff, everybody knows the rules. Let's go. Now, I'm not going to do a blinker. Well, I'll tell you right off the bat. Delightful. All right, man. What are you trying now?
Well, my friends, today we have some Blue Dream from Life Inc. Now, this will remind you of every party you went to in 2014.
If you're like me and live in a state where cannabis is still illegal, Life is the perfect middle ground. As I said before, all products meet the standards of the 2018 Farm Bill, but even your most seasoned connoisseur will find themselves satisfied by Life's products. We want to give a huge, huge thank you to Life for being our first sponsor and for offering listeners of this show a special discount. Head on over to lifehealinghemp.com and use promo code TPS10 at checkout to receive $10 off your first purchase on us. That's lifehealinghemp.com, promo code TPS10. Here are some more products that you can find. All right, man. Got the new 1ml vapes from Life. We got an indica, a sativa, and a hybrid. Blind pick, dude.
Oh, let's go
Ooh, what you
with
got?
the grape sucker.
What is it, indica?
This is a indica by Life Inc. And we're going to check her out here. And make sure you check out Life Inc. for all of your THC and CBD needs. The best that you can possibly buy. And these, just simple.
That's the new 1 milliliter puffer. Ooh, purple light too.
Look at that light. Very grape. All right, tell me what else you got for us.
All right, today, man, I've got the new full spectrum THC plus blend of gummies from Life. Now, this says 100 milligrams of THC plus per gummy. Now, that sounds pretty strong. The dosage is going to be a little bit different. You know, obviously the package says take a half of a gummy, wait 90 minutes, see how you feel. But I don't know if you've seen my x-rays. Not a bitch bone in my body. We're going to do a whole one. I can't tell you how I feel yet, but flavor-wise, really, really good. And you can tell that there's some grass in there. All right. Remember, that's lifehealinghemp.com and promo code TPS10 to get $10 off your first order. Or head into your local retailer and ask about Life products. And of course, you must always be 21 years of age or older to purchase or use any Life products. Always consume responsibly. We drove up there in torrential downpour to the airport in Indianapolis.
2 hours.
Because what was the hurricane that just hit? Helene?
Helena,
whatever the one that
Hurricane
just
Helen, I guess.
hurt everybody. Had
Hurricane
hit Florida,
Heroin, man.
and it was
Florida.
Coming up the north. It was up towards Louisville, Indianapolis, smacking down. We get there. The wife had been tripping over having to fly again because, like I said, the last flight we took, super bad turbulence. I've said this before, but flight attendants are like trained to always tell you it's like fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she asked the flight attendant during that turbulence, like, is this normal? And the flight attendant, like, very clearly, like, also scared, told her, no, this isn't normal. So
man, that's scary.
That's how rough it was. Yeah. That told me all I needed to know. But anyway, she backed out of the flight. She decided last minute in the airport not to go. We had a contingency plan the way we packed our shit, so
she said, we'll be right back.
Yep.
And she didn't come back.
So it was a boys' trip.
Yeah.
Just Joey and I went.
Yeah.
Flight was all right. Did get delayed.
Yeah, we got delayed an hour.
Yeah.
Once we got up there, like I said, the winds from the hurricane were not our friend. And probably the first 20 to 30 minutes of the flight was kind of rough. But once we fully got ascended, you could see over the clouds. You could see the sun. Like, shit was fine up there, man.
Yeah.
Everything was cool up there. It wasn't cool down here, but it was so wet, dude. Like, it was just pouring rain. So we were already soaked anyways coming in. But once we got into Vegas, Vegas got that dry desert heat.
105 degrees every day.
Every fucking day.
Every day. But
wasn't that bad.
Was not that bad.
Yeah,
We're not even fucking sunburned.
Didn't even get a
anything.
tan. Didn't wear shorts once, except for the day we went to the pool. We'll get to that. But yeah, I wore pants, wore my black jeans the whole time. We wore a cutoff one day, but like, yeah, it was fine. Yeah,
I think I was built for that shit.
Yeah, I was.
That's
too.
the kind of heat I can do.
That's the weather I like.
I get why old people move to Arizona. Dude.
Yeah, it makes sense now after that.
But we get into Vegas about 10 o'clock their time.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately catch a lift.
Yeah.
To the hotel.
The Silver Sevens.
Silver Sevens, and I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
This place looks like a movie theater on the outside.
Yeah.
Like, it's clearly new construction type of materials. They didn't go out of their way to make it look like fancy and shit.
They didn't go out of the way to do anything. I love that.
I'll tell you this,
I loved it, dude.
We could have stayed at so you've got the Strip, which are the top of the line 5-star casinos. Then you've got Fremont Street, which are the other mid-tier casinos, and then you've got our type of casinos, which are like hotel, movie theater looking casinos, and then you've got little bars and shit that are just like rooms that are full of slot machines everywhere. I'm sure some of you guys have been to Vegas, but we saved so much money staying at this place, and hotel-wise, it was like staying at a Hampton Inn or something.
Yeah, wasn't
or a
crazy.
fucking Holiday Inn, your run-of-the-mill off the interstate hotel.
Just with
$400
slot machines,
to stay for. It's $460 total to stay for fucking 4 nights.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. We would have paid over $1,000 to stay at the next tier up.
Yeah.
So Silver Sevens, next time you're in Vegas, check it out.
Next time we're in Vegas, that's where we're going back to Silver Sevens.
We were a 15-minute lift from Fremont Street and a 10-minute lift from the Strip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was sick. Take over. We land.
So we land. We go. We're at the airport. We get a lift. We go to the hotel. We get checked in. We decide to change. Get ready for our evening. Now, when we get the lift and go down to Fremont Street, the last time I was in Vegas, which, like I said, was a little over 10 years ago, I didn't get to go to Fremont Street. I'd already blacked out and was done for the fucking weekend. So
about 2 p.m. From what I heard.
Yeah. So my people left me at the hotel. So seeing Fremont, which if you're from the area we're from, 4th Street Live in Louisville is similar to Fremont Street. Just Fremont's a lot fucking bigger and a lot more fancier.
What's that street in Nashville?
Did the Strip in Nashville?
It's also called the Strip.
I guess,
something like that.
Whatever their street's called. It's got a name.
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar vibes.
Similar to that. A lot of bars, a lot of casinos. But where we were at kind of looked like the inside of a shopping mall.
Yeah.
But just didn't have a roof.
It did have an LED screen going down this strip. Though,
yeah, which was sick.
Over the fucking
my
roof.
Mom asked if they still had that, so I guess that's been there.
Hogwarts
That's
ceiling,
been their
probably.
thing for a while. But that was neat. That was an event in itself. Just
that
walking.
Sphere was cute.
Fremont, the Sphere. Yeah, we did see the Vegas Sphere too.
It's a moon at night. That was
which
my
was
favorite
cool.
thing
And then when we flew out the night we came home, it was a giant jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
and
that
it
was
like
my
laughing
that
and shit.
was my favorite thing.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah. I love the Sphere, man. I thought that was neat. But we arrived. They had a pretty sweet boxing ring set up at the downstairs part of the venue for the comedy jam.
This is a 3-story shopping plaza, big circle.
Yeah.
That the top 2 floors are nightclub, like all nightclubs all around. So but the top one's like theaters and everything. It had like 10, 12 different rooms.
Yeah.
Crazy looking.
Amazing,
Some of y'all might have been. Notoriety is the venue in Vegas.
So the whole top floor is all dedicated to Skankfest. Yeah. And each room had a panel or a podcast or live stand-up. The Naked Roast was a thing.
Live episodes of Legion of Skanks.
Legion of Skanks.
Anniewood, Tuesdays with Stories.
The Tuesdays with Stories was great. Like, there was just a lot going on in each, but standing out on the outside with all the fans, either waiting in line or getting a beer or just chatting with the comedians as they were walking by, the entertainers that were booked. Like, that in itself was
fun as fuck.
That was an event.
Couple thousand people. Everybody like-minded, chill, partying.
Yeah.
Just in general, 2 things. If you haven't done Skankfest as a comedy fan, check it out.
Yeah, you
it's
have to.
Fun as shit.
Amazing.
Just going by yourself as a fan. And secondly, shout out Jake fucking Morris. Front Me Till Friday podcast. YouTube and Instagram.
Front Me Till Friday.
Podcast apps.
It's amazing. It's a great fucking show. It's fun anyways. He's based out of New York.
Knew him from back home.
Yeah.
He's from the Louisville area. But check his shit out, From Me Till Friday. He's a good buddy of ours. He's like the reason we decided to go. He's like, you guys got to come. It's fun as fuck. Plus, we can chill.
And I told him that, too. I said, meeting you was part of the deal. Like, that I was just as excited to hang out and meet Jake in person and do stuff with him as I was
we were
meeting
internet
anybody
friends
that was there. Yeah.
For like 5 years.
And he's been very supportive and very cool. And we just can't thank him enough for showing us love. And can't wait to get up to New York and visit him and do the same things we did out there. You know? But yeah, he's great, man. I love Jake to death. He's definitely made a very you only get one time to make a good first impression, and you could not make a better impression. I hope we lived up to the hype, him meeting us.
Because he knows these people. He works in that industry up there. Yeah. And
he was so kind. He didn't have to be as
he had
kind
a hand
as he was,
in
man.
the festival. So he was showing us around, introducing us to people. And he made it, like I said, it's worth going. If you go just as a comedy fan, You're going to meet a bunch of your favorite comedians. You're going to see some great shows.
Yeah.
But Jake gave us a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Which was real fun.
He took very good care of us, man, and we definitely appreciate him for showing us love and hospitality, man.
So we show up that first night. It's already popping off. Fremont Street's going off. We get into the bottom floor of the venue and get our passes, and we can see up top. We can see all the floors. Going insane.
Yeah.
But we're a little bit hungry. So we step into the finest eatery in all of Las Vegas that quickly became our go-to spot.
Yeah, hell yeah, we ate there like
a little
4
hole in the
fucking
wall
times,
joint. A lot of people have never even heard of it. Tell them all about it.
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
What is up? Dude, the Denny's, I'm not fucking joking.
I've never ate it before. Honest to God, never had Denny's until we went to Vegas. I'm an IHOP guy. And, dude, the pancakes, mwah, I'm a pancake connoisseur, dude. I love a flapjack, a stack of hot cakes.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, Denny pancakes, fuck hard, son. Hard.
Oh, yeah, dude, fuck hard in the Lord, dude.
Yeah.
Crisco style. And let me tell you what. He'd never been to a Denny's. I've been to many's, and I'll tell you this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, most Denny's suck ass. The last few I'd been to, Denny's has gone downhill over the years.
Right. Not that
this one.
Not that one, dude.
Fucking excellent service. Food was fresh. They served alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, imagine fucking a stack of pancakes at Denny's being as exciting as meeting some of your favorite comedians and seeing live shows and doing all the shit we did. Like,
we went there twice a day the whole time we were there.
Dude, like, it's great.
Cool,
bro.
$35 plus tip for both of us to eat.
It's great, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the show. That was our trip.
Was it. We
flew out to Vegas to go to the
Street.
Fremont Street Denny's, dude, and that's it. I'm going to do that. When I got that fuck you money, I'm going to get on a jet and go there just to eat lunch and come back home.
That's going to be my spot every time I go to Vegas.
Yeah,
dude.
absolutely. You got to, man.
But that's your fucking, that's the shtip of the iceberg. Mm-hmm. So we get in. First night, we've missed most of it. It goes on from noon till like
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Well, we thought about midnight. So we were like, we'll pop in, talk to Jake for a minute, go. Yeah. Turns out it goes on till like 2 or 3. First night alone, as soon as we walk in, Jake's like, here, man, go through these fucking back halls with me and go around here. I'll show you where everything's at. Who do we see 5 minutes in?
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hinchcliffe.
Hanging out, smoking a cigarette, man. I said hi to him, kept walking.
If you want to know who all we saw, like within, like from me and Joey, distance-wise, look up every single person that was on that festival Saturday and Sunday. We missed some of the Friday people, obviously.
Yeah. We didn't get to meet Shane Gillis, which, you know, after the weekend I had, I didn't really give a shit. No offense to Shane, because I love him, but like,
we got plenty.
I got to meet some of the comedians I've been listening to for years. You know, hanging out with Brian Holtzman for a bit. You talk about a fucking
Friday night, dude. He was like the first one we met, and he was cool as fuck.
Dude, he's like, why don't you all come in for a picture? And he's like, let's get underneath the marquee here. And then he gave us a card and the stickers, and like, he's a class act, man. Like that really meant a lot to me. Cause his check out his special on YouTube if you haven't. Cancel Holtzman. It's fucking amazing. Part 1 and part 2 is great. He was a real sweetheart and a very, very, very nice guy.
Just a cool dude. Yeah. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, and they don't. But it, like I said, if you look at the guest list, we met so many people. It would take the whole fucking show to name off not just the celebrity guests, but the friends we made in the process of
a lot of cool people
meeting the comedians. Dude. But meeting him, that was pretty top tier. But the whole, I mean, you're in a situation where like I pissed next to Jason Mewes, who plays Jay on Jay and Silent Bob. And when I come out of the bathroom, you know, he had ran into him. We took pics with him and talked, and that was fun. And
that was my one. I'm going to get this picture.
Yeah. He said, if I don't talk to Jason Mewes, I'm gonna kill myself.
Because I've been a fucking Jay and Silent Bob head since I was before I ever even knew what weed was. I was like, I love weed. I love New Jersey.
Yeah. And we don't want to sound like a bunch of just sucking them off, but
anybody could go and do this, right? Like the way this festival is set up, the comedian There's a couple green rooms in the back and private areas where the comedians, especially like the big dogs, and we'll talk about a couple of them, who get mobbed by people, can get away. They can get a private exit out of the place.
But if anybody's out just wandering around or whatever, I mean, everybody was very cool to just take pics. I mean,
that's the known dynamic. Is like if you're going to be out of the green room wandering around mingling, then that means they are cool to get their picture taken. They're cool for you to come up and say what's up. That's why they're there. It's part of it.
Yeah, we rode the escalator with Adam Ray. If you're not familiar with Adam Ray, he does the Dr. Phil character. He's been on Kill Tony several times. He does the Joe Biden. His stand-up alone as just himself with no character is great. But we rode the escalator behind him, and we got off the escalator. We talked to him for probably a good 10 minutes, and he was super nice.
Nicest dude in the world.
He asked us our names, and that's something that sticks with you. You know what I mean?
When somebody's like, hey, you'll tell them, like, oh, can I get a picture real quick? And they're like, oh, sure. What was your name, though? That's cool.
When he cuts you off to ask what your name is and takes the time to ask where you're from and if you're having a good time, like, that's the kind of shit you
Coolest
remember.
Dude in the world.
Yeah,
Met
Adam
a fan out of me, dude, just with that alone. Yeah. But timeline. We'll keep it timeline.
Timeline, yeah. That was
Friday.
The next day. Yeah, Friday.
We just met Brian, met a few other people, a lot of like Jake's buddies, a lot of people that like work on podcast and produce and do this and that. A lot of just like other fans and shit. Tons of cool people. Friday night, they close out every night with this big goddamn comedy jam. They've got a fucking live band and the comedians come out and they fucking karaoke fucking songs. And there's a mosh pit that has rivaled a lot of the metal and hardcore shows I've been to.
It was fucking insane, man. People just getting beat the fuck up.
We crowd surf a blind guy and a dude in a wheelchair and beat the fuck out of some people. We went to the hotel Friday night. Yeah. And that could have been it for us. That was a great. We could have went home then, and Friday night was solid.
Friday night was not the homeless woman puking, was it? Was that Saturday?
That was Friday night? That was
Friday. So at night one, we had got out of the pit where shit was very violent and went to the other side of the ring and was just hanging out. And the three of us walked back around to the outside of the wrestling ring or the boxing ring before you get to the front where the big crowd was. And there was a homeless woman, and she just had full tit out.
Yeah, she made about a 10-foot like radius around her where everybody'd spread out to give her room to whip her tits out and dance around.
And then she started puking on people, and she chased this one guy around the festival.
Trying to throw puke at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, if that ain't fucking Las Vegas, dude.
Las Vegas!
If that ain't Skankfest, dude, I don't know what is.
And like I said, that could have been it. Friday night was killer.
Yeah, Friday night. Yeah, we could have left there and been like, that was it, and I would have been content. It only got better. Like each night, each day, it just got better, you know. But anyways, we get back to the hotel and we sleep.
Well, we go out a little bit that night.
Yeah. We took a stroll to the Golden Nugget. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Walk around in there for a minute.
Couldn't find the pisser to save our lives.
Yeah, did a good bit of walking around.
Had to go up to the second floor to get the Uber for some odd reason.
Oh, yeah. But we get out of there that night.
We get out of there, yeah.
Go back to the hotel, throw on Dogma.
Night one, throw on Dogma.
Throw on Dogma to wrap it up. And to bring in the next day, because we know we're going to meet Jason.
Yeah.
We're making it happen.
Yeah.
So, we show up Saturday. What time we get there? Like 3 or 4?
Yeah, we got there later in the afternoon, yeah.
We eat, we go up there. We immediately...
And where did we eat at?
We ate at Denny's. I got the same thing
and I did
every
too.
time except for once.
Yeah, same. I got the big-ass stack of pancakes, man, and bacon.
I got
just lived on pancakes and bacon, dude.
Eggs and the red potatoes, dude. Phenomenal.
So Saturday we get there, and we were kind of just walking around, just checking out the rooms and seeing what was up and seeing what the lines for each thing was. And we met a couple people that Shot Collar Comedy was there. It gave me one of their wristbands, and we were just kind of mingling, hanging out with
comedians that were on the show, like smaller guys.
Yeah,
I wish I could remember some of their names. I know I followed them on Instagram and shit.
But we were just hanging out, doing our thing, and we walked out towards one of the rooms. We were going back outside to smoke, I believe, and we run into Joe List. And
that was the first one we met.
Yeah, that was like we'll flip it, big boy.
We're good. And that was a big one for me. He was one of my he's one of my like favorite stand-up just comedians, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, I do want to meet Joe List. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, so getting a picture with him was cool. And here's a cool fun fact for you. Joe List is a Danzig fan.
Yeah.
I had my Danzig shirt on, and as soon as he seen me, he started singing Mother. And to have Joe List sing Mother to you, really, it warmed my heart, man. That was a moment in time I will never forget.
Who did we meet with him?
Nicky D, man.
Yeah.
He was the Nick, how do you pronounce his last name? I feel stupid.
Something
for not,
Italian.
Yeah.
But you guys will know him when you see him. He's in the picture. If you're friends with us on social media or anything, follow me on Instagram.
But Nick was with him, and Joe was great, man. He was super friendly, super humble, and not to jump on the timeline, but we did get to go see Tuesdays with Stories with him and Mark Norman live.
Yeah, and they had Sam Talent as a guest. Who else was a guest on that one?
What's his face? You took a picture with him.
Joe DeRosa.
Yep.
Yeah,
DeRosa
we met Joe DeRosa Saturday, too. That might have
Yeah.
been right before we met Joe List, or right after.
I think it was right after. I think we were outside smoking, and he walked up, and you got a picture with him.
Then we met and talked to Steve Renazizi for a minute from the league.
Yep.
He was there.
Yep.
We ran into him a couple of times. He was cool as shit. Would just sit and just start talking to you, bullshit with you.
Yeah.
But then the big one, we go in. We knew Jason Mewes was about, right?
Yeah.
Joey went into the bathroom, and I was hanging out outside. So I guess Joey runs into him.
Yeah, he was washing his hands, and he come out, and I held the door open for him as he was coming out. And I went in and washed my hands or something. I can't remember exactly what had happened. But when I had come out, Jordan was already engaged with him.
Yeah, he was like, I got to tell.
Yeah, and I was on my way to tell him. I was like, man, I just seen Jason Mewes. But we asked him for a picture, and he was like, sure. And he got on the stripper pole, and he said, take a picture. So we got the picture of him on the stripper pole, which I thought was super neat.
And then took a picture with
us. And then he took some selfies and shit. He was very nice.
And that was a moment where I was like, this could be it for me, and I'm good. If this was the whole weekend, because I wanted to meet him like so bad. And he was every bit as nice. And I got to tell you, at his age, everything he's been, dude, he
looked
handsome
great.
guy.
Yeah, he looked great. And it was nice to see him healthy too, and not worry about finding him dead somewhere. Like, he looked good, man. Yeah,
you care about that guy if you follow his story.
But within moments of that happening, I turned around to see T.J. Miller.
Oh yeah, and who we've been following.
I'd been following, like, the whole time I've been here. I've ran into T.J. multiple times,
and just
I can't get a fucking picture.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
no good time. Like, he's with a million fucking people. Yeah. You don't want to be a dweeb. You never want to hold somebody up.
No. And
they're there to meet you, but you gotta like get in where you fit in.
So I turn around and he's just standing there by himself, dude. And I said, you know what, buddy? It's now or never. I threw my sunglasses on because I was,
Wait. There's more to that story.
What?
You met TJ later on after you got a little bit of that fucking courage in you.
The dab rig?
The dab.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell that story, too.
But that's part of it.
Yeah, so...
it was after we met Jay that we sat down with those people.
Yeah, so we sit down with some people after we had met Jay, and a gentleman had spilt a drink on me.
A little bit of Gatorade spilled on his ass.
Yeah, spilled all in the crevice of my crack, dude. I'm soaked.
I wish I could remember that dude's name because he makes pieces and he's got a website.
But he was very, very nice, and he was very apologetic, and he said, hey, man, let me get you a dab. And I said, no, I'm fine, dude. Me and
he doesn't even hear Joey say no. He's already setting up the dab. And and the second time he's like, yeah, no, I'm really sorry, man. I'm gonna get you a really nice dab. This is angel rosin, dude. It's pure, no derivatives, no
pure
butane.
THC, dude. Just straight to the head.
Yeah, and Joey's like, okay, man. And that's when I turn around in my seat. I'm like, oh, dude, this dude hasn't taken a dab in years. I'm gonna want to see this.
I haven't hit a dab rig in 10 years, dude. And
he rips a mother.
He turns around. Dude. He's like, well, I gotta see this, and I ripped it as hard as one could rip a dab rig, and just blew smoke like a fucking dragon. And so I'm immediately stoned out of my mind.
And that's when TJ walks
by.
And
I'm trying to be cool.
Go, now's your chance. And he just rises up.
And I said, so I put my sunglasses on, dude. I stroll across the carpet. And I said, hey, TJ, man, can I get a picture with you? And he's got a voice that I just can't impersonate. But he's like, yeah, man, absolutely. And he gives me the handshake, and we took a selfie. And he asked if I was having a good time. And I was like, yeah. I was like, are you? And he's like, I'm having a blast. And he just wandered off into the night. And it was a cool moment, man. He was very friendly. And as somebody that was like super stoned and super paranoid, you could not ask for a better engagement with TJ Miller for sure.
Did you meet Jamie Kennedy before that? That was Saturday too.
Kennedy was Sunday.
Oh, was that Sunday?
Yeah, Kennedy was Sunday.
Because that was another big one we were watching for.
I think Kennedy was when we first got there Sunday. Okay. I could be wrong though. I could tell by the shirt if I looked at the picture, but I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
But it might have been Saturday or Sunday. I'll just go ahead and tell you, I did run into Jamie Kennedy when he was getting off the escalator, and he was a sweetheart, as always. I'd met Jamie several years ago at a horror convention, and he was really friendly then, so I kind of assumed that he was going to be the same. Yeah. And he was. He was very nice and very appreciative. So.
And we met the dudes from Do-Rag and the Deer Tag Friday night. Yep. Bullshit with them.
And we
for
hung
a
out with
seconds.
the gentleman Miguel from Dork Court.
Yeah,
check
he was
out
cool
Dork
as
Court.
Shit.
Yeah, he was very cool. We hung out with him for a bit.
We saw him multiple times through the weekend, and but yeah, dude, Saturday night. I think Saturday was a big day of like just back-to-back meeting.
Yeah,
like cool fucking people. We watched a bunch of shows, Naked Roast, this, and that. Yeah. Got ripped, dude. The weed was never ending at that shit.
Yeah,
people
were just
passing me joints and blunts
and then
giving me shit.
I can't remember the comedy jam the Saturday night. I can't remember.
We did go down to it. I remember that. That's the night that Jake got on stage. Sunday night he didn't.
Yes. Yeah. So that was all neat. That was all fine and dandy, and we ended up getting back to the hotel at about 2 a.m. again.
Yep.
And you know what? We got snuggled in and we turned on Dogma for the second night.
Yeah, we said we're going to get further into it this time.
Yeah, before we pass out. So then we wake up the next day at
hold on. Saturday night, dude, we were like, that was the best night of our lives.
Yeah, Saturday night was like, nothing could, like, we didn't think anything could top Friday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday
we're
topped
just gonna go
Friday, yeah.
Chill, you know what I mean? It'll just be a nice, relaxing day.
Yeah, it's the last night, so we figured everybody was going to go pretty wild that night anyway. So we were like, we'll sleep in, we'll get down there, you know, at a reasonable time, and...
Same thing, we went down there about 3 or 4.
Ate some Denny's.
It had some Denny's when we got there. Got up in there, checked the tattoos out, and I decided then that I'd come back later and get a tattoo. Yeah. We wanted to go check out Tuesdays with Stories that day, a couple other things. That day, boom, back to back to back. We meet. Also, we saw some people like from pretty close by that just popped in, like Bert Kreischer, who's like pretty huge and shit.
Machine. He was there.
But we meet
Dr. Drew walked in that day.
Said hi as he's walking by. Tommy Pope a bunch of times.
Yeah, Tommy Pope. And I wish I could have got a picture with him.
Some dudes we just said what's up to, as they're standing there.
He's quick. Him and Ari Shaffir are the fastest people on the planet. Like, I've seen Ari Shaffir like 100 times, and I've seen Tommy 100 times, and in none of those instances did I have a chance to take a picture with them. But I did always say hi in passing, and they were always, they seemed very friendly, though.
But Sunday we get in there, we meet Dave Attell, Big J, bunch of people Sunday, just like chilling. Yeah. Some other like fucking comedians whose names just like are slipping me now. But huge, you know, like Dave Attell, you know what I mean? Like fucking OG, triple OG, Doug Stanhope, OG, triple OG. Hanging with the cool people we'd met, you know, from before.
Dr. Bucket Hat, man, from Minnesota.
Yeah, man, cool fucking dude. Yeah. All kinds of motherfuckers, man.
He said, you guys look like you listen to Good Charlotte, and I love him for that.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
I thought that was classic.
It was funny as fuck.
But let's get to the big deal.
Let's get to the last couple big deals.
Let's get to the big deal, dude.
There's a couple big deals.
That's the big fucking deal, dude.
We decide, hey, let's cruise into the evening by going into the tattoo parlor. It slowed down. Just the tattoo artist in there, about 6 of them. Go in, decide to get this little flash. They were doing all kinds of like flash deals and shit the whole weekend.
Somebody got the Shane Gillis Trump tattoo.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw somebody got one of almost everything. They did a bunch of fucking tattoos that weekend.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, I'm bullshitting real good with the dude who's tattooing me. He's from Arizona, where the wife's from. We bullshit about that. He sees my Mighty Boosh tattoo. We start going in on that back and forth. Like I said, it's just me, Joey, and the rest of the tattoo artists. One of them's tattooing another one of them. And then the man of the hour, the dude, Legion of Skanks, Skankfest King, Louis J. Gomez walks in. And he'd gotten a tattoo. He's coming back for a little aftercare. And I'm just like, yo, dude, get a picture with me while I'm getting tattooed real quick. And he says, I'll do you one better, man. I'll throw a little bit of ink in it.
And he did.
Apparently, they let him do it a couple times over the weekend. I think he got like 2 other people. Yeah. But they show, they guided his hand, got him gloved up, and fucking. So this little fucking Felix the cat here, he put a little bit of ink in that.
Yeah.
Had a good little exchange with him, dude. No
Yeah.
big deal, no big deal. But that was kind of like a huge.
Yeah.
I was like, well, every moment has topped the last. This has topped that. The leader of it all.
Yeah.
Put some ink in my tattoo.
So we come outside after that, and we're just hanging out on the top level, having a cigarette. And Big J walks over.
Yeah.
So we met Big J, got a picture with him, which was super cool. Cause this was like the last day, so I was like, well, if I'm gonna get any kind of interaction with Jay, like this is probably my last chance to do so. So we do that, and we decide to go downstairs for the comedy jam.
Yep.
And we're standing on the gate, like the fence thing.
We were hanging where like a lot of the comedians and their people were hanging.
Yeah, they walk through
for some
to
of these
get,
shows.
to the comedy thing,
but we're just outside the rope.
He sees Duncan Trussell talking to some people, and I told him, I said, well, now's the time, like before they really get going with the music and stuff, like we should probably go over there and try to meet Duncan.
Yeah, because that was a big one for me too. I've been a Duncan fan for a long time, big Dunk head. Yeah,
so we go over and we start chatting with him. He moves the velvet rope and the barricade out.
Well, let's say how it happens, dude. I'm not gonna go into detail because he asked me not to.
Yeah,
but we get the quick picture with him. He's on the other side of the little rope. And he just like leans over, and I just say, "Hey man, I gotta ask you a question." And it's about like a project he did way back in the day that it's like not really well known, and he is so like stricken by the fact that I even know about it.
Yeah.
That he's like, "Oh, dude, you got 5 minutes? I want to tell you all about it."
And then he gave us 20 minutes.
And then he gave us 20 minutes.
And
he comes over the rope. He's got a couple cokeheads also trying to get pictures and do stuff. And he's like shooing them away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he takes pictures. Nicest dude in the universe.
Dude, he's amazing.
He takes the pictures. He makes a video for this one dude's dad who like was a huge dunk head but fell asleep early that night back in the hotel.
Yeah.
He goes out for his fans, but you know, he made a sidebar for us. And he starts telling me about this whole project. But then he delves into, if you're a Duncan Trussell fan, this won't surprise you, he starts getting into mysticism.
Yeah.
And he reads Joey and I like a book.
Yeah.
He fucking tells us we didn't give him a backstory, right? Like we were talking his stuff.
Yeah.
Without knowing anything about us, reads exactly what we're about, and then gives us life-altering advice and guidance, and then request that at a point in the future we send him a little piece of our project.
Yeah.
And that's all there's a lot of shit we're not going to talk about directly.
But very cool and a very nice guy.
Very
and
cool
the
shit.
Best vibes ever. Gives you not only that firm handshake, but pulls you in for a hug too, man. I think
and
that says a lot.
In the eyes.
Says that a lot about the character, you know.
During this conversation, me and Joey are standing like right here. And he's just like got his hand on my shoulder and is looking back and forth between both of our eyes.
Yeah.
Just from like
this and when he looks you in the eye, dude, he looks you in the eye. Like he locked in my eyes, dude. And he's like, as above, so below. And I was like, I love it. Was it was one of the best experiences I've ever had meeting just a person in general. Like, Duncan's so the nicest fucking guy. Dude.
And that ties with Lewis tattooing me. I was like, that's like a moment that you just don't get. No, it was like a spiritual fucking moment with this guy. Yeah. And then after that, we still met like Mark Normand.
As soon as we walked around the thing to the other side of the ring, to get a good spot for the comedy jam.
We were talking about leaving.
Yeah. We were like, well, that's it, man. Like, what's going to top that? And I turn around the corner. There's Mark Normand.
Comedy.
And
we go over, get a quick pic with him.
And he was super fun, too, man. He was nice, yeah.
Which was
Took time for everybody. Like, there was a lot of people around him, and we were like the last two that he got before he left. And he took time for everybody that was out there. Like, if they were waiting around for a picture with him, he took it. So.
And that was a real full circle wrap-up moment, because the first stand-up show I'd ever seen was Mark Normand back in 2017 and 2018. And I had an opportunity to meet him then, but couldn't.
Yeah.
Because of circumstances. So to finally get to meet him at the end of this huge like comedy event was the perfect little fucking wrap up. So we chill a little bit that night. Oh, we also like bullshit with Lemaire who y'all might know from like Shane Gillis's podcast, but he's got his own podcast.
Real sweetheart, man. He's very
stand
nice.
up.
Yeah,
Bullshit with him that night, and a few other people, man. And we go back to the Golden Nugget. Or maybe the D. We pop around a couple places.
No, we went and ate at Denny's.
Yeah, wrapped up the night.
And when we come back out, dude, Fremont, like that section was packed, dude. And everybody was in the ring.
That goddamn comedy jam that night went on until 3 a.m.
Yeah, they were still fucking going. So we could hear them in the Denny's, like outside. And when I come out, everybody had everybody was throwing it up. Like it was badass, dude. We stood out there, we finished that up, and then we walked down to the Golden Nugget, and we took a lap, and then we got an Uber back to the hotel. And
we did a little kicking.
And that was it for Skankfest. That's not it for Vegas.
We're supposed to, now at this point, we're going to go home.
Yeah.
We're going to sleep it up. We're going to get up the next day, try to pick up a couple souvenirs. We fly out at 10 that night. I wake up the next day at about 11 to Joey shaking me awake saying, "Hey, man, your wife's blowing you up. She says it's an emergency."
Yeah.
So I called the wife. She says, "You're not going to believe this. I'm positive I booked the tickets for Monday night. Turns out your flight's not till Tuesday night." So she tries to get us on an earlier flight, but it's going to cost like a couple $100 extra a piece. That
the
we
plane
just
gods
don't
aren't
have.
having it. They're like, "Nah, dude, it's gonna be $500." So we don't have $500 fucking between us, let alone
Yeah, we just spent fucking 3 nights in Vegas. Dude.
Yeah, you can only imagine how that went down. So. But anyway, so we're like, fuck, man, we're stuck in Vegas. Not only all day today, but all day tomorrow too, because the flight's not till 10 p.m. Vegas time Tuesday, which is going to put us landing in Indianapolis at 5 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck, man,
we're not
going to
let it get us down, though.
We said, let's do something. So we threw on our shorts, and we went down to the pool.
Yeah,
and we got in the pool. Had a nice film across the top of it.
Which we noticed about 20 minutes into our dip.
Which is probably while we're both sick today.
Yeah.
So after we took that little dip.
Or the 2,000 crackheads we just fucking moshed with for 3 days
dude,
in a
getting
row.
sweat and spit on.
Skanks,
the Skanks, they got the skank flu. So
yeah.
We get back up to the hotel and we take a shower, and I end up taking a nap.
Yep.
And we get up and we're like, fuck it, man, what are we gonna do tonight? It's our second last night in Vegas.
Joey's the one who says, "You know what, man? We did downtown Vegas. We did Fremont Street. We did, proper Vegas. Let's go do the ritzy part of tourism and go hit the big casinos down on the Strip."
Yeah. So we got dressed up. He put on his finest button down. I put on my best cheetah print, and we get a lift down to the MGM Grand.
Yes, sir.
And we partied it up all night, man. We hit New York. We went to Paris.
Horseshoe.
And we saw Caesar's Palace.
Bellagio.
Yeah, seen the Bellagio water show. You can't beat that.
That
was a fun night.
Won a little bit of money
from
every
Skankfest.
night.
Yeah.
I did anyway.
Yeah.
And then
he did,
came up big at the Paris hotel.
Yeah, came up. But we had a big come up at the Paris hotel, which was enough money to live on the next day.
Yeah. It made up for the extra day we had to stay.
So, but yeah, that night, honestly, just us going out on the Strip was fun. Like, that was just as fun as the nights we had at Skankfest, honestly, man, just being out and about in Vegas.
I feel like because his anxiety is social, my anxiety is like existential.
Yeah.
So through the first few days, he was like tackling fears left and right.
Not only am I surrounded by people, because like people ask me how I go to concerts and shit like this because there's so many people, and they're like, "How do you get on a stage and do stand up? How do you talk? Like, how do you do what you do?" And I'm like, "Well, I do my best to not let the fear, like if it's something I really, really want to do,
you do it scared.
Yeah, I do it scared, and I do it with the anxiety.
Better than not doing it.
Exactly. And but that's always been my thing, is the people, and the people trying to talk to me or being like interacting with people, like has always been, that's the big anxiety for me. Aside from like maybe
the famous people,
a heart palpitation kind of gives me anxiety too.
Yeah,
but that kind of the social anxiety or the fear of death, that's like the main two. But yeah, so we're meeting these comedians that we like and watch, and we're fans of. So
and trying to play it cool,
and trying to not be a fucking dork
career in this field.
Yeah, trying to not be a dork in front of them just in case for the future. So I'm really, it really took a mental toll on me the whole weekend. But when I got to the MGM, man, like I don't know, I felt good. Even though I was around a lot of people, I was in a good mood that night. I was not anxious. I didn't let anything bother me.
It was more interactive or less interactive and more casual that night. But for me, my anxiety, I hate being around tall buildings. I hate being in those types of congested areas, and I hate heights.
Yeah.
And most of our travel in between these places, we had to go on these sky bridges that not only sit like fucking 30, 40 feet above traffic with glass walls on the side, and I've had problems with sky bridges my whole life. I hate them. But when you're walking across them, they're designed so that you have this huge visual of all the fucking like big gigantic buildings that they have, like the New York skyline with the Statue of Liberty. And the big fucking Buca di Beppo Disney Castle. Whatever the fuck
you love
was.
Buca di Beppo, dude.
And
where
that
the fuck it is.
I was in a fugue state crossing these fucking things.
The boy was petrified, and I felt bad because what'd I say, dude?
I'll tell you this. I said, okay, dude, I'll cross it. Because he went out there to take pictures.
Oh,
and
yeah, I'm out there taking selfies, grinning and shit. I love
tried to go out
bridge,
on it
man.
twice, and I was just trembling.
Yeah.
And then we decided we had to cross it. We were going to go to another hotel. I was going to face my fears. But I was like, you got to walk in front of me and literally, like, cut through everybody. And within, like, 3 steps, I already know he is not capable of walking as fast as I can.
No, dude. Like, I look up, and he's gone, bro.
Yeah.
I'm, like, halfway through the sky bridge, like, still taking in the Empire State Building.
Watch this. And I just
fucking Statue of Liberty and shit.
I'm on the other side, and I wait, like, 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's just a block that he's got to cross.
Yeah.
And he's walking pretty fast. But
I was walking at a normal fucking pace.
I had tunnel vision. Like, I was literally in a... You ever see Wanted with James McAvoy and Angelina? I was in that when his shit starts shaking, but my superpowers never came. I just thought I was going to pass out.
Yeah. He did good, though. He conquered his fear.
I crossed like 4
He crossed, like, he did it like 4 or 5 times.
And I rode that monorail.
Yeah, we rode the monorail, which was fun, And then we got dropped off at the Horseshoe, and we had to cross another one there. And then we go outside. I took him out on the main strip, and we walked in front of the Eiffel Tower in front of Paris, which is fucking massive, dude. That's gotta be like, is that pretty close to the same size as the real one?
I think it's like a third or something like that.
That's a third?
Yeah.
God damn, the Eiffel Tower's huge, dude.
I know the one at Kings Island is a 1/10 replica, and that one's pretty tall.
That's crazy. I didn't realize the Eiffel Tower was that big.
It's pretty fucking tall. You can see it from like all over the fucking city. You can't even see that Eiffel Tower from past the other buildings. You know what I mean?
That's impressive, dude.
It's when you're right underneath it, though, it looks gigantic.
I was like, yo, let me take a picture of it. He's like, let's go in the fucking building. And I'm like, no, dude, let's look at this giant building that you hate. Like,
yeah, he was fine. I was like, it's just an anxiety, dude.
No,
that
it's fine. I get it
100%.
Past. I was very proud of you. You really did a good job, man, because you didn't have to do any of that.
Well, when you can see the fucking top floor of the Mandalay Bay from where you're standing,
yeah, you're pretty
just want to get inside.
Yeah, you're pretty high, dude.
But good night, dude. It wraps up that night. We'll finish up the Skankfest weekend, and then we'll tie off with some more stuff. But
yeah.
That night's a great night, dude. We hit those casinos. Once we hit it big, Ocean's 11 style, at the Horseshoe or the Paris.
At the Paris, yeah, we did.
We decided to dip out, peddle our wares at CVS, get some goods, a couple bananas, payday bar, protein shake.
I had a complete meltdown at the CVS, dude.
Yeah, that's where his anxiety
That's where
in,
shit
at the
got
CVS.
bad, dude. We go in this fucking CVS, and it's like a mixture of like tourists and the worst fucking people. And
well,
like,
you got to step over homeless people to get up into the steps.
And not saying that homeless people are the worst people, but just like people that don't really care about your surrounding or your personal space, like those kind of worst people. Yeah, like
you just don't
everybody's pushing you out of the way, whatever, and you've got somebody tweaking out on something, and somebody over here's elbowing you in the side, and like that's what I mean by the worst.
And then you got like a family of 5 singing.
Yeah,
you know?
And shit, just shit like that. And I'm in the line, which we had to wait in like 10 minutes to get checked out. And I looked at him, and I was like, I can't fucking do this, dude. They didn't sell cigarettes there, so now I got to go somewhere else to get cigarettes.
We walked down to another place.
Man, I lost my shit. all that anxiety that I didn't have all day built up to that one fucking moment where I had a fucking and I'm not nice when I'm like that, man. Like
He said, "Get your fucking shit, dude. It takes you a fucking hour to pick out snacks. What's your fucking malfunction?"
I felt bad afterwards.
I gotta
was
live with these snacks for the rest of the
he
night,
did too,
dude.
and that just pissed me off, dude.
Oh, do you?
He
You gonna live with these fucking
He
snacks
was so
forever?
serious, bro. He looked me dead in the eyes. He was like, "Look, man, I have to live with the choices on these snacks that I make tonight for the rest of my life." And he's so serious. And I'm like, why don't you shove that whole banana up your fucking ass, dude? Like,
Well, dude,
come
once
the fuck
where
on.
our hotel was, we were not in walking distance,
No,
and
yeah.
you don't want to pay for extra Ubers. So like, what you got is what you got. The
Yeah.
fucking the hotel snack bar doesn't have shit. The vending machines suck.
I was living on Famous Amos cookies for 72
This dude ate
hours.
6 bags of cookies and 9 stacks of pancakes the whole weekend. Wondered why he had a panic attack at the fucking end.
Wonder why
dude.
I haven't shit since
Low
last
blood
week,
sugar.
dude.
But dude, anyway, we get all that taken care of. We get back to the hotel in a different room this night.
Yeah.
Only
And
cost us $60 to
And we
rebook on
watched
Monday.
for the 4th night in a row
Dogma.
Dogma.
And that night we got pretty far into it.
Yeah. I feel like
Because
if
we turned in early.
if we would have had to stay Tuesday night, dude, and we should have watched it in the airport, I think we could have finished it.
Yeah.
Whatever. So Tuesday rolls around, we get up and we get ready and get all our shit.
We decide, all right, we already got most of our knick-knack type of souvenirs the night before. We decide, I wanted to get the wife something from Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum, because were she to go with us, she wanted to go by there.
Back Zaggins.
And we wanted to go check out the Punk Rock Museum. Now, we were out of money. We were just going to go in the gift shop of both. So we get Ubered down to the Zach Baggins Museum. It's closed on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
We don't realize this till the Uber's gone. And we're just stuck out there. And it's in like a residential
With
neighborhood.
no fucking trees.
Yeah.
So we're just in the
The
boiling
desert.
sun. Yeah.
105
Yeah.
degrees again.
So we decided, hey, let's get a lift and let's go check out the Punk Rock Museum. And for those that listened to last week's episode, no, I did not make it to the Elvis Museum.
But hey,
not
close enough.
that we didn't have time, but we didn't really have any fucking money.
We didn't
and
have a lot of
honestly-
time and no money.
Honestly, I didn't really remember it. Like, I'd forgot that I wanted to fucking see it. And
we weren't going to do punk rock. We decided, let's go get this shit from Bagman's and then go on and get our shit from the hotel and head to the airport. But since Bagman's was closed, we were like, fuck, we'll get her a souvenir there. She'll like that too. We'll
And
get ourselves some
honestly, like,
souvenirs.
after the amazing weekend we had, seeing that Punk Rock Museum in person and seeing some of the shit that I seen in there was like, it was pretty mesmerizing. And like, I know to some people that don't, I know that we have a lot of listeners that don't listen to the kind of music that we listen to. But seeing, original flyers for Danzig and Sam Hain and Black Flag and seeing the giant Misfits mural on the wall
And instruments they played. They
seeing
had a
Joan
whole
Jett's guitar and
They had a display of an entire Lemmy worn outfit.
Yeah,
his
that one got me
classic
emotional.
hat and boots
Yeah.
and his fucking Rickenbacker bass.
Yeah.
And then a big fucking,
Motorhead poster from one of the shows, and like
And
that
check
got
out our
me
social
emotional,
media because we've
so-
posted pictures of
Yeah,
everything from this trip, including the museum. But in true punk rock fashion, right? We both had about $40 to spend on souvenirs.
Yeah.
And entrance to this museum is also $40. So we said, fuck it. They did something cool with this museum, and you enter through the gift shop.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll just go in the gift shop, get our shit, and leave. We do, and then we quickly realize this place is run by some fucking punks. Nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
We just walked into the fucking museum. We went to Sorry Fat Mike.
Yeah. We didn't get to see the first hall, like the first exhibit, but we went in through the back. We were able to see.
We saw 2/3.
Yeah,
of the
2/3
museum.
of it, and
it
we went
ends in a
upstairs
bar,
as well.
which is
yeah.
cool.
The upstairs had a tattoo shop and then a couple other.
Oh yeah,
little,
there's a tattoo,
exhibits.
and they had some sick AFI tattoos. If I go back, I'm gonna get an AFI tattoo there, and I do want to go. They do guided tours, with different punk rockers, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking what's his name from Black Flag and the Circle Jerks?
Keith Morris.
Keith Morris was there the weekend we were there, but he wasn't there on Monday and Tuesday doing guided tours. Dude from the fucking Dead Boys, Cheetah Chrome is gonna fucking be there. They got people all the time.
But it was a very cool. I'm glad we went and did that because it was a very cool little exhibit, man. And
saw
we got to see a lot of
Sing the
cool-
Sorrow era bass drum cover with a bunch of old AP magazines. I remember Alternative Press.
Yep.
And just a bunch of cool shit. They had a Warped Tour exhibit of Alkaline Trio, Green Day. They had a fucking all kinds of shit from like TSOL and the fucking Dead Boys and that era, Dead Kennedys, up through like fucking hardcore, Minor Threat, Youth of Today, skate punk. I mean, they had it all, man.
Operation Ivy. They had all sorts of shit, man.
Think like the fucking rock and roll, the Hall of Fame Museum in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But they don't have any of the punk rock shit. So all of that shit that's missing, just specific to that,
I think the only
is
thing
at
they
this
have
place.
is fucking Jerry's bass. They got Jerry Only's bass and his.
In Cleveland.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I think it's from the Madison Square Garden show they did.
I mean, I think they do have who else? I think they got the
some
Clash
shit
in there and some shit, but
stuff.
yeah.
But just seeing the real punk shit, man, and seeing all the old flyers, they
And
have
zines, dude.
Yeah,
they had thousands of old punk zines, dude. That shit was cool.
Just a whole wall of nothing but 8x10 flyers.
The
just
amount
glued to it.
pictures we
different
saw,
shows and shit,
yeah,
man. That was cool, dude.
Amount of pictures we saw of Danzig and Henry Rollins together, and we just went, "There's us."
Yeah, that's us. And then there's the picture of Sid and Nancy with Lemmy, and he's like, "This is me, you, and I." And I was like, "Yeah, pretty much."
And you know what she texted me back to that?
What?
She said, "Is that Sid Vicious and his mom and dad?" I said, "No, it's fucking Lemmy and Nancy."
Yeah, Rest in peace, those three. Good kids.
Dude, proper wrap up, really tying it off with the Punk Rock Museum, which was our thing, because, look, I don't want to jerk our own wads here, but the whole time we were at this thing, and this is the most I'll say, we did keep having people stop us. And if they
ask us if we were in a band,
if they didn't think we were comedians, like there with something, they thought we were like a band together.
I thought that was great.
Our look was a big part of it. Dude,
yeah, we looked good, man. And when you
did.
look good, you feel good, and I think that really
looking good, man. Feeling good.
Yeah.
So good little bow on it. Hung out at the airport.
Yeah.
Flight home was nice. All together, just a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. You couldn't ask for a better time, man. Very thankful and very, it's a very humble experience to get to do something cool like that, because that was a once in a lifetime, really, to be out in Vegas and do what we did and meet some of our heroes. I'm very thankful, man, and I stay humble and grateful about it, because that's
you meet people
not every day you
from,
get to do that. So
people who are just now going viral on YouTube, all the way up to legendary comedians.
Yeah,
and I said this before, it's my new Warped Tour, and let me explain, dude. What used to be cool about Warped Tour, and they'll never get this again, even if they bring it back, is that all the artists would hang. They'd be at their own merch booths. They'd be watching each other's bands. They'd be out in the crowd.
Yeah.
And you'd get to go. You'd get to see all your favorite bands. You'd get to meet a bunch of your favorite bands. You know, and that was like part of the experience. And also, it was such a fucking like fun time that you would look forward to the next one all fucking year, dude. And that is what this is for me now. You get to go, you get to see a bunch of your favorite comedians and podcasters. They'll mingle with you, and it's so fun. You look forward to it all year.
Yep. Couldn't ask for a better time. Couldn't ask for a better group of people. And just very appreciative. So
and shout out Jake Morris again.
Jake Morris.
Check out Front Me Till Friday.
Skanks. Shout out
yeah,
Skankfest and
big time.
Louis J
big
and
time.
fucking the rest of the crew, man. All of them were fucking.
They put on a hell of a festival. I know the comedians had a good time. I know the fans had a good time. I know the staff had a good time.
Everybody was cool, man. No assholes. Just everybody having a good time. And,
we didn't meet a single famous person that was a dick.
We met a psychopath though. A little
one dude who came up when a bunch of us were chilling and smoking, and he just walked up and he was like, "If I were to ask you guys what's going on right now, what would you tell me?" And we were all just like, "Nothing,
just
man.
hanging
Just
out.
chilling."
Thought he was gonna be cool and just kind of join the.
Said, "Nothing, man. Just chilling." Like he was, and then he went, "Okay,
okay."
And then he sat down behind us and glared at us.
Just
for
crossed his legs
minutes.
and just sat there like this. And I'm like, what the fuck's this dude's deal?
There were freak shows.
And then he popped in the tattoo when he was getting the tattoo. He popped in there and he was like, "Oh, what do we got going on here? We doing some fucking tattoos." And I was like, "Yeah, man.
That's
You want
exactly
one?" He's like,
"What's going on?
I might be back."
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck
whoever
him,
he
dude.
is. Fuck
I
you,
hope he had a
dude.
fucking horrible flight home, dude. He sucked.
Yeah, man. But time of our lives.
Yeah.
I recommend everybody go. Next year, it's probably going to be somewhere closer to the East Coast, they're saying. and then it's gonna go back to Vegas at some point. I mean, it's supposed to move around here and there.
Yeah.
But if you get a chance, dude, follow Legion of Skanks. Listen to the podcast. Get the tickets early because they are a little bit high.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's worth going. Get the 3-day passes.
It's fucking worth it, man.
Get the VIP passes. I wish we'd gone on Thursday for the kickoff.
Yeah.
Because ICP performed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They always got some shit like that going on.
Yeah.
A lot of people went the night before that because Kill Tony performed on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was at. I don't know what venue, but I think it was nearby there.
Makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, overall, man, 10 out of 10. Shout out to the Skanks. Shout out to Front Me Till Friday. Shout out to all the friends we made. Because we did get to plug the show to a lot of the people we met. So to all our new friends out there, man, I hope you all check the show out. And thank you guys for being so open and welcoming to all of us. So, a lot of them had done several Skankfest before this one. So they kind of knew, where we were kind of rookies at it. They kind of showed us the ropes, and everybody was just very cool, man. I've never been to a situation or like a gathering like that with that many people in the fandom, and everybody's cool. You know what I mean? Everybody's just having a good time and get fucked up and listen to some comedy. So you really can't ask for a better time.
Well, that's what everybody's there for, is to have a good time and laugh and cut up. You know what I mean?
Good serotonin, man.
Yep. Oxytocin as well, all gathering together.
Yeah.
It was sick, man. I mean, you can't beat it. So, that's the surface details of everything that happened. Hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of the fucking episodes of the show out.
Yeah.
Us doing a little bit more stand-up wise. We're gonna do some more open mics, okay, under the table, and then we'll invite you guys to come check us out somewhere. Yeah. But let us fucking polish that up. Yeah. But we do plan on, not sure when, but sometime in 2025, we're thinking of maybe doing a live episode of the podcast at a venue over here in Madison, no farther than Louisville. Yeah. Whatever the best place we can find
That's the goal. There's enough people that listen to the show, especially in the area, and we had enough supporters that people would come out for it. And I think that would be a good move to make here in the near future, to have a live episode and have everybody there and, interact and do some shit. I think it would be a killer episode. So a lot of shit brewing for 2025. A lot of stuff still left on the table for this year. Several open mics we're going to hit and really try to take the show and everything we're doing to the next level. If there was anything that I took away from the weekend, it was just kind of a inspiring type deal where, I don't know, that's what we're meant to be. We just really want to put more effort into the show and really try to
we want to do with
make
a
run at it. So we definitely appreciate everybody, and we appreciate the support and love. And
coming soon, dude, Patreon, merch, more ways to support the show. But most importantly, stick around. If you're not already subscribed with the notifications on, do that.
Yeah, we just hit October. The first of the year's coming up, and I feel like 2025 is going to be probably the biggest year for us in general as far as like what we do goes. But yeah, t-shirts, the Patreon, all that stuff's coming. I wouldn't mind getting a hoodie out before the winter really sets in. I think this
we got a guy
hoodie would be.
We're gonna talk to. So, we want to get shit made quality and ship it ourselves versus doing the drop ship made to order shit. Yeah. But yeah, man, all that's a little bit down the road, but ways to support.
Just so you know it is coming.
Tell your friends about the show.
Yeah, share the show. That's the best thing you can do. Is like if just one or two people just take the time to share the YouTube, the Spotify, any of that, like we definitely appreciate it. So
YouTube and Spotify,
word of
full
mouth
video
goes a long way too. But
the audio's on every podcast app as well.
Yeah.
So definitely, tell your buddies, anybody that listens to comedy shows or likes punk rock music or horror movies or any of the gay shit we talk about. Yeah. Send them our way. Yeah. We're trying to fluff up a little bit so that we can go into 2025 hard as a rock.
Yeah. It's the year of the suck. You know what I mean?
It really is, dude. Yeah. And this place sucks.
This place sucks.
All right. We love y'all.
I love you guys.
See you next time. As we go on.
We remember